All right, we begin with this breaking news starting at 6 o'clock right now. Just before the holidays, shoppers once again confronted with violence. Chaos erupting at Northlake Mall this afternoon. 2 people are hurt and a suspect in custody. Good evening to you. I'm Brian Blakely. Now, this is a story that Queen City News has been on top of from the moment the details came into our newsroom. Yet another shooting at Charlotte's Northlake Mall. And it happened just before 3 this afternoon. Medics says they rushed the 2 victims to the hospital. One with life-threatening injuries, another with non-life-threatening injuries. Queen City News has a team of reporters covering every angle tonight to give you the most up-to-date information. And we start with Daniel Pierce. And Daniel, what are investigators saying about what happened?
Well, I can tell you, going back to those 2 people that were shot, we do know that one of the individuals that was shot suffered life-threatening injuries. That is an individual that was directly related to this incident that happened here at the mall. That second person, we are told, has minor injuries, non-life-threatening injuries, I should say, and they were just an innocent bystander just around the situation whenever it all happened. I have been able to find out, though, from the mall. They are closed right now because of this shooting that took place inside. They are working to try and figure out whether or not they're going to open fully tomorrow or just open and keep part of this area closed. What we can tell you is that the shooting happened a little bit before 3 o'clock. We know that there was one CMPD officer patrolling the mall. That is something that they had been assigned to do. We also know that there was other mall security on site at the time doing their job of patrolling the situation. And then that CMPD officer responded to reports of a fight in what used to be the area where the Dick's Sporting Goods store was. Earlier today, we were able to talk with a CMPD major who explained exactly what happened next. Take a listen.
That officer, while he was responding, encountered an individual. That individual was believed to be related to the incident location. That officer attempted to detain that individual there. That individual did drop a weapon and proceeded to flee from the scene. The officer pursued that individual and he surrendered right outside the mall. So we were able to successfully de-escalate that situation and peacefully take that individual into custody.
So again, we know that this started out as a fight between 2 people near the Dick's, or what used to be the Dick's Sporting Goods store. And then that suspect that he talked about there allegedly pulled out a gun and then fired at least twice. Again, we're going to stay on scene. I'm told that we're going to get an update from a representative from Northlake Mall in just a couple of minutes to figure out what the plan is moving forward.
Yeah, certainly a busy time, that's for sure, Daniel. And our coverage continues with Queen City News anchor Robin Kennedy, who was one of the first on the scene today, spoke with shoppers right after the shooting. Robin, obviously a tense and terrifying moment after those shots rang out.
Absolutely. And Brian, right now we are still seeing police officers circling the mall as well as mall security out here. And we are just on the other side of Dillard's from where all of that police activity was focused earlier today. And what we want to show you now is some video of the ambulance that was leaving Northlake Mall. You hear the lights and sirens there just after this shooting, and then police cars racing in towards the mall. This is what we captured just as we arrived on scene here today. And then we want to go out to some video right outside of the H&M store, as well as the Firebirds Cafe, right near what we would consider one of the main mall entrances. And that's where a lot of the police activity was focused. In fact, I counted around a dozen police cars there earlier, and then they had caution tape right around the front of the mall Christmas tree near that H&M store and Firebirds Cafe. And then there was another group of police cars right outside of the Dillards on the other side from where we are. The Harris Boulevard side is where that police activity was focused. Now, what we heard from both a shopper and a worker at Northlake Mall earlier today, and that worker told me that he was working at a kiosk downstairs and he heard a couple of shots and then people were just running towards him. Let's hear more of what he had to say.
I was just sitting at my kiosk, everybody just started running, and I was like, oh crap, they really getting shot up. Then I was thinking to myself, I was like, should I run?
Yeah, very scary, and people really didn't know what to do in that situation. I talked with a shopper who hid out for just a little while. He said it probably wasn't even 30 seconds, but he actually saw some people fighting, heard some people fighting about 100 feet away from him. Then he heard the shots and ran into a coffee shop, hid behind a table, and then he saw some people running out, heard the footsteps, and decided to join in with them and got out of the mall. Very tense situation earlier today for both shoppers as well as workers here. I'm live at Northlake Mall. Robin Kennedy, Queen City News.
Yeah, Robin, we are just getting a small glimpse now of those terrifying moments after the shots were fired inside the mall just before 3 o'clock. This is the radio traffic. Just moments after the shooting while police were on the hunt for the suspect. Take a listen.
Got a middle right at the mall. Red underwear, blue jeans, brown hoodie.
An officer calling shots fired at Northlake Mall, 6801 at Prime Jewelers. They have one running. Any units cleared and start that way?
Got one at gunpoint. I think somebody in the mall is secure weapon.
Now, CMPD did speak in a news conference earlier this evening, just before 5, sharing some insight into their response after shots were fired. Here's what they had to say.
Once the officers were able to secure the identified suspects, we're certainly working with mall security, checking video immediately. We were able to make the determination that that was the only suspect that we were looking for related to the incident. Officers then began conducting a safety sweep through the mall to ensure that there were no other injured victims. As is protocol for some of the mall patrons, they do secure themselves in place, and so we're working with the mall to ensure that timely notification was made that it was safe for the patrons and for the mall staff to reopen their doors.
Yeah, and Simon Properties Northlake Mall is working to figure that out right now. And this isn't the first time there's been a shooting at Northlake Mall. Just last year in March, a teenager was charged with attempted murder after a shooting inside the mall. No one was hurt, but the mall had to be evacuated. In 2015, an off-duty police officer shot and killed a teen accused of shooting inside the mall at that time.